So there's this cool little platform called LearnJavaScript.online, and it has some pretty neat features, but can it stand out from the JavaScript giants and other seemingly endless resources? I'm showing you what this platform is all about today, and the video starts right now. What's up, developers? It's RealToughCandy from RealToughCandy.com, back online with you guys today, checking out LearnJavaScript.online. Now, a big part of my job is checking out these courses, seeing where the value is, and then showing you guys, giving you guys a behind-the-scenes look. A couple weeks ago, I was just doing my thing, and I came across this platform. There are a lot of neat features on this platform. It's developed by one developer, and there was a designer who took care of those duties. But Jad from the Netherlands made this, and I got in contact with him because I saw this site, I saw this app. I was like, dude, this is a really cool site. And he said, you know what? I'm going to sponsor you. So shout out to Jad for sponsoring this video so I can show you guys what this thing's all about. LearnJavaScript.online is something I call a niche platform, also a micro learning platform. This one focuses on a certain topic. With niche sites, it's usually a handful of developers or just one developer. And because these platforms are created by developers for developers, these people know what students are looking for in a course, and their feature set is usually pretty awesome. Videos are great. We've all used them for learning, but sometimes it feels like we're learning when we're really not. You know, we take that Netflix and chill attitude towards an educational video, try to review it, and we retain nothing. With a platform like this, it's much more interactive. So enough babbling with that. I've already logged in here. This is my different browser here where I'm logged in. Now, the difference between this browser and this browser is that in Chrome I'm logged in, Safari I'm not, but I still have access to the first 5 lessons, or modules rather. So you could, for free, you can check out basic functions and strings and get a feel for what this platform is all about. But if you want to get to the really good stuff, the arrays, the functions, the projects, you're going to have to sign up for that. Now let's jump back in here to where I'm logged in, and I'll show you what this is all about. So let's start up here. We'll go to the basic functions, and then I'll dive into some of this. Before you get to these playgrounds, you get a lesson. So this is annotated with this little piece of paper here. That's, just getting used to this stuff, getting familiar with the concepts, and some introductory stuff. This is where some of the neat features start coming in, because let's say I'm reading this as a code newbie. All this stuff is new to me. It's like, it's too much. I need to take some notes, but I don't need to write them down. I can just highlight and then save to my notes. Now we're on the page where we can actually start coding. We can run it. I have the solution button right here enabled. This is another feature you can toggle if you're just like, you know what? I want to be totally challenged and not know the answer. Right here is the test area. So let's just say I forgot one of these curly braces, and we'll run it and see what happens. So I didn't pass any of those tests because the lack of a curly brace threw lots of errors. So we'll go ahead and put that back. And then this is going to ensure all my tests pass. If I hover over here next to this Pro button, I get to see my notes that I've highlighted. This is the most recent note that I have highlighted in that basic function section, and I can go back to the other notes that I highlighted. This is from a few days ago when I was playing around with this. I highlighted some variables and some numbers. If the solution files aren't working for you, you're just not getting it, you can also reach out to the course creator himself. So there's that contact button right there. I would say spend some time exploring the buttons and the little toggles on this page, because it is such a clean experience and a clean interface. Sometimes this stuff isn't so obvious, like flashing lights, click me. Just be sure to take some time with this, because there's some functionality buried in here you will benefit from. So that contact button is right down here. Boop, contact him, and it pops up a chat. And then you just pop in your question right here, and it contacts him. Let's take a look at some of the more advanced lessons here. We'll go down to promises, then we'll take a look at some of these projects. So set timeout. Let's say this is a totally new thing for me. I just need to remember some of this stuff. I'm just going to go ahead and highlight this, save to my notes, and that will save. I didn't get everything, but that's okay, just for demonstration. Hit next. and we will go to the editor. Notice how the lessons are super compact. This is like a few brief sentences. Less is more in this situation, and then you go right into the coding environment once again. You can actually download this entire app for desktop use. I'm not one for apps, but I know a lot of people out there are. So that would you just hover over here to this 3-dot menu and hit install, and that's going to put it right to your local machine. Also, a little gamification action. We got the achievements here. If we go back over here and hover over this stuff, we have flashcards. And basically, it's an interactive way to review your knowledge. A lot of courses do have challenges. They do have chapter reviews, but they're pretty non-dynamic. You know what I mean? I don't even know if that's a phrase. They're just kind of boring. So this is a more interactive way of challenging yourself and reviewing the different chapters. So which kind of strings support having multiple lines? I'm just going to click something I haven't read the answers. Ooh, green. Okay, I'm a good guesser. So green means yes, template strings allow you to have new lines in them, whereas double quote and single quote strings would fail. How do you convert Jennifer into Jennifer? Let's pick the wrong answer just to see the ixnay. This is not a property, but a method, and then you get a chance to answer after you complete this round of flashcards. Throughout the course, you unlock more and more flashcards, and this is just a fun interactive way of reviewing what you learned. Going back here, let's check out one of these projects. So this is the strings project. This is one. This is an earlier lesson up here. This is on lesson 2. So this gives you a little preview of what this looks like, what you're about to embark upon, and then we'll go to the strings project. This project's called Name Variations, and this project will build a name variations table. It's a table that shows you some variations of the name you enter. So you're going to be challenged to build this thing, but you also have a lot of hints. If I ran this right now, what would happen? I'm not passing any of the tests right now. I have a lot of work to do with this, but we have the console, we have the test section. We actually have 4 different files here, an index file, variations, HTML, and a CSS file. So it's not devoid. This site isn't devoid of HTML and CSS. The focus is JavaScript, but building some of these projects, you get the HTML and CSS experience. You can actually, this is completely editable. You can break it in whatever way you see fit and really have some fun with it without worrying about crashing your server or something, or, damaging something beyond repair. This is meant to be fun. It's meant to be engaging. And if you do get stuck with this, there are many ways you can get hints. Again, we have the contact instructor button. There's also the lesson review, and you can see the setup. You can see the strings information and how to get started with that. But let's go to the other projects here. Project 1 is a to-do manager. Most of us have heard of to-do lists. We've probably completed many of them. Starting you off simple. Starting you off with something we've all heard of, nothing too crazy here, but a lot of stuff to do. There's a lot of tests to be completed, and if I run this, what happens? Yes! Solution file again, right there, enabled for me when I get stuck. So project 1 is a to-do list. Project 2 is an API wrapper using an API class. Project number 3 is a shopping list. Again, nothing too crazy, but you might find yourself spending some time on these. This one has 3 files, a backend.js file, index.html, and index.js, as well as a preview, so you know what the final result should look like. Going down to project 4, to-do item web component. Upping the game here on the classic to-do list. Let me see the solution for that. We'll just go ahead and show you how this works. So define the class, ba-boom, we'll run it, test, pass. I know currently he's also working on another project involving Firebase, so you can work on those back-end skills as well. So he's continuously updating this and keeping it fresh, keeping it interesting. Right now there's 36 chapters, but no doubt he's going to be adding on to this as the weeks and months go by. Each one of these chapters, though, you're going to have a lot of opportunity to play in these editors. So for example, chapter 6, arrays 1, there's a little lesson on arrays, and then look at all these exercises. Empty array, number of elements, add element to array. You go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 interactive coding playgrounds, and then you go through another lesson. So let me show you what I'm talking about with this. Short, concise lesson with recaps at the bottom of these to show you the really important stuff. So after this, we're going to go into some coding environments. It's mostly challenges in many of these chapters. So for arrays 1, for example, there's 1, 2, 3 lessons. and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 interactive coding environments. And I think that is the big difference between a platform like this and a video-based platform. A lot of people need videos, so if you absolutely must have videos to help you, this probably isn't the greatest platform for you, but keep it in mind later. And you can always use this in different ways too, just for practice. If you're taking a Udemy bootcamp right now or a Udemy course, they don't have the interactive coding environments. Once you get done with the video lesson, come back and match it up with the chapter from here. So if you're studying JavaScript objects on a Udemy bootcamp, go ahead and come over here and see if you can pass these tests and pass these challenges. So it's $55 forever. Some platforms have the subscription model where it's a month or a year. This is just forever. You'll have lifetime access. All in all, LearnJavaScript.online is a very cool platform. I think the biggest attraction for me was just the collection of features going above and beyond your typical, even interactive coding environment platforms that I've been enjoying more and more reviewing and engaging with. This one has features I just haven't seen. The view my notes thing, it's a small feature, but it's really neat. And even with all these features, it's still a nice, clean platform. I don't feel claustrophobic or like, oh, I'm running out of room typing this stuff. I feel like even though there are a lot of elements in a lot of these challenges and stuff, I still have room to think, to code, to read, and so on. Let me know what you guys think of this one, LearnJavaScript.online. I recommend this one, even if you're just going to stick with the free tier. The first couple lessons are totally free. Give it a try. But the upgrade is worth the investment if you know you need to learn JavaScript and you need to have some interactive stuff. Definitely $55 one-time fee. Compared to these $300, $400 courses that don't nearly do as much, I think it's a pretty good investment. So once again, LearnJavaScript.online. Shout out to the course creator. Excited to see the additional functionality and lessons he's going to be adding in the coming weeks and months. Thanks for watching. As always, I'll see you in the next video.